Hey everyone, Cooper here, host of the fine podcast you're listening to. I just want to let you know that the episode you clicked on has a format that is very heavily inspired by a podcast called The Bookening. To be clear, our thoughts and opinions in this episode are our own, but the format is very similar to this podcast. I just wanted to give you a heads up and give credit where it is due. With that out of the way, enjoy the show. Coming up next, Booking It finishes their discussion on Johnny Tremain. Hey everybody, welcome to Booking It, where four Christian homeschoolers discuss books. I am your humble and eloquent host, Cooper Cobbs, and it cannot be overstated how happy I am that I am not howling in the intro. It's so much better just saying it. Speaking of, we got some panelists here. We got Matthew Killingsworth.
Howdy.
Tanner Lewis.
Hello.
And Isaiah.
Hi.
How we doing, fellas? It's good to have you back, Tanner and Isaiah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
It was actually a surprisingly good episode without y'all, though.
Oh, no.
Not as good as it could have been with us, though.
Hey, that was your fault, though, buddy.
Sorry.
We wanted you there.
Tanner, how was your vacation?
It was great. Technically, it wasn't a vacation. It was a work trip.
Were you working during the trip?
Yes.
Nice. Isaiah? How was getting paid to work?
Good. Isn't
It
that...
involves money, bro. What do you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah. People used to ask me, Cooper, how was it mowing the lawn? And I was like, well, the money's good. That was about it.
So true, so true.
That's exactly
Speaking of that, I mowed the lawn now that we live on more property. I mowed the lawn for the first time last Saturday. Got to ride the mower, and then I had to weed eat and edge some. And blow.
Matthew's always wanted... He's always wanted to have, like, a riding lawnmower.
Oh, yeah.
He's always wanted to mow Tanner's lawn.
It was pretty fun.
Alrighty. Tanner, Isaiah, you were gone last week. What are your opening thoughts on Johnny Tremain?
In the beginning, the book was kind of, like, a bit boring to me, but then it got a lot better. It's definitely my favorite book we've had to read for school.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Isaiah on that it is the best book that we have read for school so far this year. And I also think that it's just a very relatable book on pride and such like that.
Yeah, I don't know, guys. I think the Scarlet Letter was pretty good. I think it was pretty great.
Better than Johnny Tremain?
No.
Yeah, no, it's not. I think I put it at third for this year so far.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it.
Really? So it's ahead of, what is it, ahead of Sign of the Beaver?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
It's second on my list.
Speaking of that, we'll talking about it next week.
Because of some requests we got.
Yeah.
Shows how we listen to our listeners.
Yeah.
Did you get that? Yeah. It's kind of funny.
That was pretty good. That's pretty good.
Here at Booking It, we listen to our listeners. Anyways.
Isaiah, I was about to ask you like what your history was with Johnny Tremain, but I think I'm gonna ask Tanner because you're just gonna say the same as Matthew, right?
Yeah,
All right, Tanner, what's your history with Johnny Tremain?
It's totally not like we don't know what Tanner's gonna say either, though.
No, Tanner's a little different, right?
Yeah,
Tanner, right?
I knew that this book was going to be for school eventually, and we were going on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic, and we had about an hour to the camp back from where we were staying. So I read all of Johnny Tremain when I was about 11, 12-ish, riding back and forth on a mission trip to a kids
Tanner,
camp.
Sorry to cut you off. Let me ask you a question. Do you think you enjoyed it more then or more now?
More than.
Really? Why?
I don't know. It's just, first time reading. I always enjoy a book more when I don't know how things work, because then I cringe at every decision that they make.
Did you relate more to it then though, or relate more to it now?
Relate more to it now, definitely. I'm older in life. I'm closer to where he was in life at that point in time. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how did you hear about the book? You say when you read it, but not how you heard about it.
Well, he was kind of like, I knew it was going to be read for, I had to read it for school eventually. That's kind of, I think.
Yes,
But the real way he heard about it was it appeared on his bookshelf one time.
It appeared on his bookshelf.
Legendary Tanner quote.
Hey, that's right. That's a t-shirt right there. We should get Tanner a t-shirt for Christmas.
Yeah.
It appeared on my bookshelf.
Feel free.
Yeah. Yes. We'll give you that. Yeah. Wait. Yeah, we all have to give like each other Christmas presents now. With our favorite quotes on the podcast, okay?
Okay.
We'll go.
Decided.
Yeah. I'll chip in $5 to buy Tanner that shirt.
I know I always say that my quote is this podcast is for you, but I think you guys' favorite quote of mine is when I said that Thorin is hungry.
No. Yeah,
You bring that up every
he's hungry.
episode.
No,
Definitely.
it's just going to be on the front of the shirt. He's hungry.
He's hungry.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Isaiah, though? What about Isaiah? Is it, I'm cutting this?
Yeah, either that or I agree with Matthew.
I mean, Cooper's would be humble and eloquent host.
Oh, I don't know about
It's basically the only thing
No,
you
Cooper's
say
will
the
be,
same every time.
oh.
that. No. No. I will throw that. Yeah. Hey. Go to support us and make that happen. Okay. We'll take a photo with all of us in our shirts. Okay.
Hey,
and we'll
even
post
if
it on
Cooper
Patreon.
throws away the IU shirt, we'll get a picture of him first. Don't worry, it'll be out.
And comment which shirt would be the best one.
Oh, definitely a Matthew shirt. He's hungry.
I mean, that's pretty fitting. I feel like we could all wear that shirt.
Yeah, I
and
think so.
honestly,
I don't
too,
know.
like
Yeah.
put an arrow pointing to our own mouths.
Yeah. I don't know. Tanner's be pretty good. Appeared on my bookshelf. I think that's actually worthy of a t-shirt right there.
I agree, actually, and I don't
Oh,
like
yeah.
like any quote that I ever make of myself. I hate every quote that I ever say.
That's our
Yeah,
favorite quote of
but,
yours, though.
Yeah, definitely. But I would just say that like it's original too, because like Matthews, there's got to be like a "He's hungry" shirt out there, you know, or
Totally.
maybe an "I'm
Yeah,
hungry." Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I love how we just spent 7 minutes talking about T-shirt designs that are not.
I
Gonna
know that's pretty great. I don't know. I think that's pretty hot. Anything else? Opening thoughts from Isaiah and Tanner before we actually hop into where we were?
Nah?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Alrighty. So me and Matthew left off right at the part where he went to the lights and he gets arrested for stealing, and so he's getting put on trial for stealing. But back then, the death penalty for stealing, it was death. Does that seem kind of harsh, or why or why not?
I think compared to our current laws, it does seem pretty harsh. But it sounds like they were they were under control of England at that time, right? So that was they were just taking like the laws from the Old English Empire and using them there, which I guess that kind of makes sense because when you think about Old English, you think about like, I don't know, like the Magna Carta time and stuff like that, which really wasn't that long ago.
Well, it was like 500 years ago. I don't know. Well, no, you're right.
It was a long time ago, but like it wasn't as long as we think about it. And so like they really like their standards were a lot more like the standards in the Old Testament of the Bible, kind of. You know what I mean? Like you
Well,
like any little
Here's, like,
sin is death. Any like you work on a Sunday, death. Like whatever. It's like very.
It wasn't death.
Well, no, I'm
Tanner?
naming Old Testament.
Isaiah, what about you?
I'm naming
Oh,
Old Testament.
I see. Yeah, death. Right.
But they also didn't work on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think it was harsh for some crimes. Like, it just depends on the crime that they committed. Like, if it was just stealing something, I don't think death penalty would work there. But I think the only ones that would be worthy of death are mainly just, like, murder or stuff like that.
No, but like, I'm talking about like stealing. You said I thought you said like types of stealing
Yeah.
should be death penalty. Or like it was harsh for them.
No, I said stealing
Oh,
shouldn't
okay.
be.
That makes sense. Some
Like,
crimes.
it just depends
okay.
on the crime. Yeah.
Tanner?
Yeah, there's not a lot else to say. It's no for stealing and yes for certain other crimes.
So, Guess what, guys? Johnny gets set free. Yay! He wasn't convicted.
That was so obvious.
Woo!
Yeah, he got set free by. Oh yeah.
Did you forget that? Do you think he died?
You can cut that later. No, yeah, he gets set free. Shoot. Okay, hold on. When you said set free, Cooper, when you said set free, the first thing I thought of was when he was being indentured and then he got set free, but then I was like, we already talked about that.
Yeah, okay.
No, you're talking
Okay.
about the trial. I got you. Oh yeah.
Yes, yes.
So let's talk about how he got set free. So he was in trial, but Rab hooked him up with this great lawyer, young guy
Oh, yeah.
who was very persuasive and whatnot. He brought in, somewhat against his, against Mrs. Lapham's will, her 2 daughters, who were able.
Wait, somewhat against her
Well,
will?
it was a little,
It was
it was
against
a
her
little
will.
sketchy.
She was
little
completely
situation. Anyways,
against
we
it.
won't explain all the details of that. They brought in the 2 daughters who managed to convince the court of his innocence. And would anyone like to explain how this worked?
So basically, the judge said, or Mr. Lyte said that it was stolen on the certain date, and judge said that if you can bring one witness that you showed the cup to before that date, then you'll be free. So then they brought 2 girls who he showed it to before that, and they just testified that he showed them the cup. That's about it.
And there were some other complications about like why they didn't want the girls in there and stuff like that, but you know. So after this, he goes and he works for the Boston Observer.
Well, actually, right after that, he goes to the bar with everybody and celebrates.
Oh yeah.
All right, yeah. Then he goes to work at the Boston.
Then he goes, yeah. Okay. So he meet through the Boston Observer. They meet like this. He gets involved with the Sons of Liberty, and they met there. That was kind of their meeting place. So
What wasn't it called? The Observers?
I don't know. No, they're called the Sons of Liberty.
No, they were the Boston Observers, but they were under the wide branch of the Sons of Liberty.
Oh yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Ha.
You know, there's like that one.
We were both right.
There's that one quote from Hamilton. It's like, I'm rolling with the Sons of Liberty and I'm loving it. You know that part? It's in the Battle of
I still haven't seen that.
Would no, not a nerd.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you are.
No.
Okay.
No. I'm a nerd.
You were getting
So
somewhere
I'm
with
just
that?
saying. Yeah. So based on what we have from the book, were the Sons of Liberty like noble men?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, they just, in the book, that's how it was supposed to seem. Like, they didn't mention any of the bad stuff that they might have done or anything like that. They just made them seem like they were for the right side the whole time. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they were on the right side and they were against the British oppressors and all that. And they were making these big, really cool plans in all these like different codes and things, and they had the secret meetings, and it was just pretty cool.
All right. Yeah. What about you guys, Dan and Isaiah?
Yeah, I'd say that they were noble because they were fighting for a noble cause. They,
So the ends justify the means. I
Yes.
think that's what the book
the
said.
book summarized it well, obviously.
Yeah, I just agree with them on that. Like you guys said, like with the book, it says that basically, like Tanner said, like with the cause, and then I can't remember it that well, but I don't think it showed that much like of their faults or anything, so it made him seem like all noble
Really?
and perfect. I guess.
You know,
I think I don't really remember it too well.
we were
so I'm
talking
not
in
gonna-
class this week, with the teacher, or sorry, I guess you say the tutor, but about how, like they talked about how, like back then, if you were a loyalist, then they were the Sons of Liberty were going to come kill you, right? You know, like I thought the book did actually a great job of kind of saying, hey, the lines are blurred. We were the good guys, I guess you could say, but they did bad stuff. I think they did a good job, but you guys think differently, huh?
I don't remember them mentioning anything about that in the book. It kind
Oh
of
no,
just
I just think they kind of I think they kind of portrayed them like that. Like as they were like, hey, the ends justify the means. I think that's kind of what they were like portrayed as.
Oh yeah, no.
Go ahead.
I thought they seemed like they were doing stuff like killing people and willing to kill people and stuff, but then they would have like these whole meetings with all. They would give big speeches and justify the whole thing before they did it, and then but whenever it would talk about the British killing people or like the Boston Massacre or whatever, you wouldn't get to see the British side, so you wouldn't get to see their commanders making speeches or them justifying it. So in the book, it kind of seemed like Esther Forbes was really trying to make it seem like they were the good guys. Obviously.
More of like a bias.
Yeah, it's biased. But like that like if you read other books or whatever, like in real life, that actually the British Army was like just killing people. Some of them they had good reason for, but some of them they just didn't. They just killed.
So, do you think it's politically wise to stop a rebellious newspaper or to let it continue? Like, not like what is it right, but like politically wise.
Yeah, it's politically wise to stop it.
Why don't you think the British governor did that then over the Boston Observer?
Oh, I think he tried to once he figured out about it, or he eventually tried to, right?
No, I thought there was like a whole paragraph about.
Yes, there
him
was.
not doing it, though.
They were very specific about how Gage was being a wimp about shutting down rebellious anything.
I don't know.
I don't remember that at all.
I think it would have been smarter from his standpoint and for his job to have shut it down like pretty much as soon as he got there, or as soon as he found out about it. I don't know why he didn't.
Yeah. So, in the kind of latest Boston Observer meeting, Sam Adams is like, peace is beyond the circumstances. He's like, listen, peace is it's unattainable now. I will work for war, is what he says. What was your reaction when you read that? At this point, do you think war was unavoidable or not?
I don't think originally anyone wanted war against England. I think as the tyranny started to build up, as it clearly did after the 7 Years' War, it just got the pressure started building for the war. It was kind of like this just this ever-building, like, momentous pressure that was happening around the colonies.
Yeah. There's that part in the Declaration of Independence where it's like, hey, we petitioned them, we sent letters, we did everything. They didn't respond, so, hey, we're leaving the I guess you could say, Great Britain. We're no longer part of their government.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of why. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, well, yeah, like what the Declaration of Independence part, they were saying, like, we have these rights, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and to, like, control and, what do they say, to keep safe these rights? That's not exact word.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, basically, like, keep safe these rights.
Yeah, they said, like, the point of government.
Yeah, governments
are
established among men to secure these rights. That's what it was, secure. And whenever any form of government becomes destructive, then it is the right of the people to abolish or to institute new government. So, basically...
was it necessary that they go to war to do that? That's the question.
In the beginning...
at that point, yeah.
At that point, definitely. In the beginning, it wasn't. They tried their best to, not to avoid war and still gain freedom, but Britain wasn't giving them a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, it was. It was either...
They were still taxing them.
Stay with us and get taxed unfairly or go to war.
So just point of curiosity here. What do you think was the turning point? Or the breaking point, whatever you want to call it. That they're like, yeah, peace is beyond us now. I guess you call it the event horizon, of like war.
Well, there was one scene in the book, or I guess like chapter or something, that was about one of their secret meetings, and Samuel Adams gets up and just like basically says exactly what Isaiah just said. Like, we've already tried peace. We've been trying peace for years now. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. Like, I'm honestly at this point just for war. I'm for war right now. Like,
right, that's what we're talking about. Yeah, right.
So,
you think that's just when Sam Adams?
No,
said
I think the
everybody's
beginning
like, yes,
of it started just
time
with
for
like the Stamp Act and all that, and just unfair taxing, and then it just
Yeah.
slowly built up. Just became where they couldn't bear it and had to go to war.
Yeah. So Johnny Tremain, he gets information from the apprentice, his former what'd you say, fellow indentured servant, I guess you could say, Dove. And questionable is, we already kind of talked about this, but do you think that the ends of getting information out justify the means as well?
Wait, justify the means from what?
Like, if you you remember the time, basically, Johnny Tremain, he kind of makes Dove get drunk so that he can get information out of him, because Dove is a horseboy for the British, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's very sketchy, as Matthew likes to say. Do you think that the ends justify the means in the same way as we were talking about earlier?
I would say probably, because I'm kind of biased.
Haha.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Again, like
Tanner?
Matthew said, I'm also biased. So
Tanner, you haven't said much in a while. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that the ends would definitely justify the means.
So you think that lying during war is permissible? We talked about this kind of during our Number of the Stars episode, but so lying during war is permissible?
well, it depends what you lie about. Like if it's to lie to save
Definitely,
people, then like to save like the Jews, like in World War II, then yeah, I think that's fine.
But like if you're a spy, is it okay? You okay with lying?
I mean, you kind of have to be. It's your job.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, being a spy, you are like marked as like a liar.
It's definitely not right, though.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
It's not right, but it's permissible. Is that what you're saying?
No.
So what are
I
you
don't
saying
know.
then?
It's not really permissible, but it's more permissible than like letting people die. But in this case, it's a lot different than your
The
comparison
lesser of
to
the two evils?
Yeah. In this case, it's a lot different than your example with World War II, Isaiah, because they were literally just going to kill Jews if they didn't lie about it. But here, the lying is so that they can be freed from a country who is charging them a lot of taxes. And yes, people would die, but people are only going to die if they start the war that's going to cause people to die because of their anger about the taxes and whatnot and British invasion and stuff. But if they just went along with it and paid the taxes and were fine with the British being in their town all the time, then there wouldn't have been a war and people wouldn't have died. So it's a lot different because it's really like, I think I'd rather lie than let someone die. But would you rather lie, or would you lie just because you have to pay more money than usual? That's really what I'm getting at. Is that a justifying reason to lie? Just because
They
they're
said
charging?
that we were talking in class also about how the tax back then, they were so mad. It was 3% of their annual income. If you live in Boston now, I think they said that the number was 53% of your income is taxes. And it's like, well, at least we have representation. Let's go, right?
Yeah.
But, Matthew, look, you're gonna kill people over that. But I mean, it was unfair. It was definitely unfair. But it was extreme.
Mm-hmm.
But let's be honest, they weren't only fighting
Exactly.
for
As
taxes.
James Otis said, for freedom, for the peasants of Russia, for the serfs of, peasants
for
of
life,
France,
liberty, and the
serfs
pursuit of
Russia.
happiness.
Exactly, right. We were
Actually,
fighting
that was
for so
Patrick
much more than just.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Okay, we were fighting for so much more than just our own freedom,
Right.
And that about runs us out of time. So, donor shoutouts. Tanner, if somebody wanted a donor shoutout, what would they do?
They would go to
Patreon.com/bookinit.
Hey, we've included the link in the description for easy use, easy clickable stuff, It's not clickbait, but...
That's what I immediately thought of when you said that.
Yep.
Isaiah,
Click
you
on
want
a
to shout out some of our
button.
donors?
So our donors are Lizzie, my grandparents, Sebi,
His uncle.
yeah, my uncle,
Cooper's grandparents,
Cooper's grandparents.
Van Pappy, and
That
his
goes
grandma.
with his
I forgot her
grandparents.
grandma name. Wayla or something. Right.
Oh, well, that's... Also,
Nana?
Van Bappy and Wayla, and then Nana's also donating.
Oh, yeah.
So, two separate things.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, donors. We love you so much. Patreon.com/booking it.
5-star
$10.
reviews.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, downloads. Let's
Please.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Hey,
just
please,
take the words
please,
right out of his
please,
mouth.
please rate and review us. It goes a long way
Alright.
for us to continue to make these for you guys. We love you. We'll see you next week.
Yeah. Give me liberty or give me death. Oh, wait. I meant keep on booking it.